Vince is gone! It finally happened! I'm pausing this right now. We're starting the show. Unbelievable. Vince is gone. That's how I'm starting today's show, by saying Vince is gone. I've been waiting for this shit to happen for so long. I knew that he was the source of it all. I mean, we all knew. He was the guy in control of everything. He had his hands in every pot. Everything. And then finally, he fucks up. His goddamn grapefruits and his hubris and his sexual tyrannosaurus, his genetic jackhammerness got in the way. And, yeah, man, he's fucked. He's dug a hole too deep. And now he's gone. Triple H is in, the new head of creative. Stephanie and Nick Khan are co-CEOs of the company. Listen, there's no way that there's going to be, like, change overnight. Like, of course not. You know what I mean? They're all of a sudden not just going to put an about face on every single storyline, like, 6 days before SummerSlam. No way. I think that SummerSlam is the perfect place to do a 180 in terms of storylines. You start looking at all the things you could do. All of a sudden, you just let these matches end. And however they end, like, SummerSlam should be a very angle-heavy SummerSlam. There should be angles all over the place. Already they switched stuff, like Rollins and Riddle is no longer on the card. That was the one match I was looking forward to. It's gone. I'm, like, so bummed out. But that's what happened. I mean, it's going to take time. I think that SummerSlam is the best jumping off point. I don't think that Vince booked that far into the future anyways. So I don't think they are interrupting any long-term plans for anybody. What happens now? I don't know. Anyone says who they know, they don't know. We could guess. I mean, we could speculate, but I mean, here's one thing I'll say. Tony Khan needs now. I hope this was like a jolt to his system, honestly, because before it was the good cop, bad cop routine, right? When it comes to free agency. Oh, you left the big bad place, come to AEW. Big bad place isn't run by the big bad wolf anymore. It's run by Papa H. You know, the guy who built that super indie fed that we call NXT, Black and Gold, and was just dominating the wrestling scene from like 2014 to 2019. And ended up getting destroyed by Vince. Triple H ended up leaving the company, and now he's due to health issues. Now he's back. He's head of creative. His wife is the CEO. Vince is gone. Like, what does this mean? I mean, my hope is that better booking, better promos, maybe less scripted promos and more unscripted promos, better wrestling. You know, I want to see better wrestling matches, better storylines, like a bunch of shit. Like that's the first stuff I would want to see. When is it going to start? I don't know. Could be a gradual. Maybe nothing might change. Maybe they're going to be like, listen, like, to honor my dad, we're just going to keep on keeping on. That could happen too, man. It's anybody's guess. My hope is that it gets better. And it spurs every other promotion in the world to step its game up. Because now WWE is like back. Now they have the ability to bridge the gap between the hardcores and the WWE fans. They're gonna like anything, no matter what Triple H changes. They're gonna love it. So I'm not really worried about them. It's the AEW fans and the hardcore fans that I'm curious of whether or not they're gonna come back to the product. I think Raw's rating went up. Normally they hover around a 1.7. I think they were a 1.9 this week, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really follow them too much anymore. SmackDown was pretty big. I think it was like a 2.2 or a 2.5. So I don't know. but it's too early to tell. I am strongly considering adding Raw and SmackDown reviews to this channel. I'm curious to see whether or not, what's going to change. Is it going to be like my favorite era of wrestling was like that NXT era. I really didn't follow the Attitude Era, and I go back and watch it, and in my opinion, like, most of the stuff doesn't hold up to the test of time. I mean, there were really outlandish stories and larger-than-life characters, but, like, outside of, like a couple of whatevers, like, the wrestling was just all right. You know what I mean? I mean, like, when Heyman took over SmackDown, like, that was some awesome wrestling, but I felt like they took the tag team division a little bit more seriously back then, but, it was whatever. But, like, that NXT era, like, that was the era that made me a hardcore fan. Like, that was the era that got me into everything. I saw these guys at NXT. I'm like, man, where are these guys coming from? Everyone seems to know them. Like, how do I get to know them? I started watching New Japan. I started watching Ring of Honor. I started watching PWG. I started watching everything I could get my fucking hands on. I couldn't help myself. And, the rest is history, Then all of a sudden AEW comes about. They're that cable television alternative instead of like NXT, which was just an hour on the network. It was kind of just this fringe thing. And then, Vince killed it. He bit off more than he could chew. He took over shit, and that was it. I haven't watched NXT since the start of AEW. I think like the last like NXT that I watched was like the last match with Adam Cole. I think that was like a takeover. I think it was him and Kyle O'Reilly. Like, that was the last match that I watched. So, I don't know. But big things, people. Really big things. I'm also curious to see if Vince is going to be, like, influencing behind the scenes. I don't believe so, because I feel like if there was any evidence of that, the board would not be happy, He resigned. He didn't retire. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anywho, really great episode of Dynamite tonight. Really great episode. We had 3 title matches and the return of Bryan Danielson. Also the first Dynamite of like the post-Vince era, I guess. So, let's go. Let's start from the beginning because it was hot right off the top. First match of the night, interim AEW World Champ Jon Moxley defeated Rush. This was pretty awesome match. I mean, they were really going at each other, really beating the shit out of one another. Rush bit Moxley in the head, busted him open. Mox was bleeding the entire match. But still, really hard-hitting, awesome match. I love Moxley as champ, honestly, because he just comes out and fights everybody. Like, that's his deal. Like, I don't necessarily have to look for guys to have builds because he just will fight anybody who comes his way. Anyone who challenges him, let's do it. For the title. Let's go. For the title. So, I like it. Rush did attack Mox before the bell. So they got into a little bit of a hardcore scrap before it all ended up going down. End of the match, Jericho comes out, talks about how he got brutalized by Eddie Kingston. But he said in the end he beat Kingston, and he's gonna beat Moxley, and he's challenging him for the world title rematch that he never asked for. When he dropped the belt to Mox at Revolution 2020, actually. It's ironic because I was watching that match earlier this week. But Mox said he hated Jericho. He said he's not the interim champ, he's the world champ. He said all of the sports entertainment bullshit that Jericho's doing is ridiculous. And he says he wants to see the Jericho that he would see on those VHS tapes that he would buy from the back of magazines. He wants to see the Jericho that was in the Super J Cup, the Lionheart. That's the Jericho that he wants. So Jericho versus Mox for the title at Quake on the Lake. I think that's in 2 weeks. At the commentator's desk, 3 gorgeous trios titles. It was freaking awesome. Do I like that every match that Mox has the juice? I mean, at this point now, I just feel like it's his gimmick. He's the guy who bleeds. Oh, look, there's this guy. Every single match that he's in, he's always fucking bleeding. That's his gimmick. That's his gimmick, I guess, you know? I mean, sometimes, like, for casuals, that's all that they need. Oh, man, there's this guy who bleeds a lot, you know? They don't really care about, like, work rate, or, you know, old school wrestling. They just want to, like, see something flashy. Whenever someone bleeds, it gets attention, so, yeah, probably. I don't know. But definitely quality mic work from Mox, 100%. They're gonna do a tournament for the trios belts, and it's gonna the winner's gonna be crowned at All Out. I don't know. It's almost like I fucking called that months ago. So hooray for me. Again, Dante Martin was backstage with Shivani. He said that like Guevara has he was talking about Sammy Guevara because they have a match tonight. Says he's been spending all his time backing up Jericho and hanging out with with Ty Conti and avoiding getting in the ring. And he's like, I know that you brought Ty. I got backup Sky Blue. A lot of help that did for him. This I thought was like segment of the night. There was a promo video for Starks that was before it. Like, once that video came out, I was like, I know, like, Starks is losing the title tonight. Like, I didn't think they were going to do the whole, let's have one more match thing. So I was worried it was going to be Danhausen because I really thought that Hook should win the FTW title. Little did I know, they had like a semi-decent match. Danhausen got some offense in, but ultimately it was Ricky Starks with the win. He calls for another challenger. He's like, I'm going to do it again. Let's roll it back. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. He calls out for another challenger. It's fucking Hook. Hook comes out. Hook comes out wearing like the orange. He's wearing his dad's colors. I was like, this is the moment. This is it. Like, wasn't I saying this like a week or two ago? Hook should win the FTW title from Ricky Starks and then just like push Ricky Starks. That's exactly what's fucking happening. Hook ends up becoming the new FTW champion in an awesome match. After the match, they do a commercial break. After the commercial break, it's Ricky Starks in there with Powerhouse Hobbs. Ricky Starks cuts this awesome babyface promo saying that this belt was nothing before Ricky had it, and he was the one who made this belt important. He was the one that they said that it was a noose and he turned it into a tie. I thought it was a fantastic babyface promo from Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is and always has been the motherfucking man. All right, the guy could cut promos. The guy's awesome in the ring. The guy could be a good babyface and he could be a good heel. Ricky Starks is the man. You got to do something with this guy. It's time to push him to the moon. I think the time is now. In the middle of the babyface promo, he gets walloped by freaking Powerhouse Hobbs. That was incredible. So it looks like it's going to be Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. I would assume that match is going to be at All Out. That would be a phenomenal match. It'd be a great match for Ricky to win. I think both guys are going to come out on top and over in this match. So very excited. Very, very excited. I'm a big Powerhouse Hobbs guy. I wasn't in the beginning. He totally freaking won me over. Ricky Starks has been awesome since day motherfucking one. So very excited. The Acclaim were backstage. They hyped up a match with the Gun Club. They talked about a music video talking about how they're going to... the music video is going to explain the stipulation for the match. Fuck. I don't know what happened. Like, I got hit by a gnarly wave today at the beach, and my neck is fucking killing me. Definitely going to put a heat pack on after this. Anywho, Sammy Guevara defeats Dante Martin. This is a pretty cool match. I mean, like, they were good, like, athletic, high-flying young cats, so, seeing them go and do their thing in the ring was pretty cool. Ended up being that, Dante Martin lost, but Dante Martin's going to keep on losing until they're ready to pull the trigger on him. And to be quite honest, like, I still think that they have plans to make him a tag team champ with his brother, but his brother keeps on having catastrophic injuries. Of no fault of his own. The body's the body. I'm not blaming the dude, but if we're going to talk about, like, missed opportunities with Dante Martin, I'm pretty sure the plans they had for him were all tag team plans. He kind of was able to break out as a singles star. They had some really good booking and really good matches that he had with really top quality guys. So, I mean, granted, like, the match that he had with Hangman was kind of crappy, but otherwise, like, it was very, Dante Martin's going to take some L's, and I think it was a good thing that he took the L tonight. I think Sammy needed to be protected. He's a good heel. Daniel Garcia was backstage asked about the match against, Danielson. Garcia said that, Danielson's been gone for months. He's going to send him on a vacation with his family again. They're going to call Garcia the best technical sports entertainer in the world. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the sports entertainer gimmick has lost its luster, because to me, like, I felt like I was never, like, when it was always jabs like that, to me, I never felt it was about, I never thought it was about the Fed in general. I just thought it was specifically about Vince. But with Vince gone, like, those jabs don't mean much to me anymore. So, I mean, they wanted to stay with the whole sports entertainer gimmick, fine. They even did the acknowledge me thing. I was like, whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just lost its luster with me, finally, I guess. There's some people who never liked it. I enjoyed it because fuck WWE, you know what I mean? But, now I don't know. Now it's just a tired gimmick, I feel. Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh were backstage. They were complaining about the match with Samoa Joe, saying it was an illegal chokehold. By the way, Death Before Dishonor was a flippin' amazing pay-per-view. The Jay Lethal versus Samoa Joe match was an awesome match. FTR versus the Briscoes, 2 out of 3 falls, was a freaking phenomenal match. The Dalton Castle match for the 6-man tag belts, that was an awesome match. Serena Deeb versus Mercedes Martinez, that was an awesome match. Roos versus it was against his brother, Dragon Lee. Awesome match. That entire card was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go see it. They basically said, we're going to turn our attention to the best friends because they're kind of bullshit. And they were off screen, and the best friends come and challenge them. They kind of egg Sanjay Dutt on to do a 6-man match. So they did a 6-man match for Rampage. Jungle Boy speaks. I was really worried about this because this was either going to be a hit or miss for me for Jungle Boy, because I just haven't seen him have enough mic work to really think that he was going to deliver a good promo. Was it a good promo? Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was good. For Jungle Boy, it was good. I wouldn't say it was a fantastic promo. I say the beginning was strong and it kind of puttered out towards the end. Start talking about, like, digging his father's grave with his bare hands. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Was that real? Why would they make a child? Like, what the fuck? So, anywho, he basically called Christian Cage a pussy. The whole crowd popped for that. He said that, he didn't understand why Christian was complaining about not getting a payday. But then he remembered he was strapped for cash because his wife divorced him. He just kept on freaking laying into Christian, saying that Christian needed someone to protect him. So he got Luchasaurus. But Luchasaurus was only trying to make sure that Christian didn't get his ass beat. So the first person to get his hands on him was Jungle Boy. Which, to me, that kind of made sense. I mean, granted, it came at the expense of, like, this roster of innocent bystanders. But Christian made those matches, so it's, their own fault. They should have known better. So Christian pops up on stage right when I felt like Jungle Boy was about to start drowning. And he's like, listen, I'm gonna drape a body bag over you. You're gonna see your dad real soon, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you told me all your sickness. Now I'm gonna prey on your weakness. So I'm assuming it's gonna be Jungle Boy versus Christian at All Out. That should be a great match. Young Bucks were backstage. They didn't want to talk to Cutler. They told Cutler that they were that they're trios titles. They started becoming a little bit interested. Hangman shows up. The Bucks wish him a happy birthday. It sounded like Matt was going to try and talk things out with Hangman, but the Dark Order ran up to give him, birthday wishes. Evil Uno basically kind of figured out what kind of talk that they were probably going to have, and it looks like he tried to intervene. But the Bucks pretty much said it was cool, and they walked off. So, I don't know. I mean, I think the plan is it's going to be Kenny and the Bucks are going to be the first trios champs. So, I'm curious if Hangman teams with Silver and Reynolds, and it's more or less, it's an emotional match, but it's like not one where they hate each other anymore. The Young Bucks and Hangman tease, I think it was about the trios tournament. Like, they've been eventually, like, the entire elite's gonna get back together. This is like their super long-term storyline where eventually like the Bucks and Hangman and Omega, like they're all gonna get back together. So I'm assuming they're like headed down that road eventually, so I don't know. It is also a possibility that the Bucks could do like a Hung Bucks thing, but I'm pretty sure like Hangman with the Dark Order, Kenny with the Bucks, and then Adam Cole with Red Dragon. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be it. So there's going to be a lot of really interesting trios. I hope that Death Triangle is in it. I hope that House of Black is in it. Like those are like two instant trios. In terms of the Hardy Family office, I'm trying to think of what kind of trio that they could have. I mean, I know that they could have Andrade and Rush. I'm trying to think of like one other singles guy in that stable that could be with Andrade and Rush to round that out and make them 3. I can't really remember at the moment. They do a 2-on-1 handicap match. This was all right. Keith Lee was barred from ringside. Swerve Strickland defeats Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. It was an okay match. The big thing was at the end of the match was the angle where Josh Woods had laid out Keith Lee. Just see Keith Lee laid out. You don't get to see the attack. He's just unconscious. And then Nese attacked Swerve, and they're basically teasing a title challenge, which is going to be Josh Woods and Tony Nese versus Swerve in Our Glory. Malachi Black addresses Miro, trying to recruit him to the House of Black. And basically, Brody King and Darby Allin are going to have one more match. It's going to be a coffin match. He wants Darby in a coffin match. So I'm curious whether or not they're going to have Brody King beat Darby and be the first time Darby loses a coffin match, and they write Darby off of TV for a while. I mean, that's pretty interesting, but I mean, who knows? Or this is his comeback match and he beats a monster, So we'll see. Whatchamacallit? Then it was the AEW Women's Championship match. Thunder Rosa defeated Miyu Yamashita. This was an alright match. They kind of lost me halfway through. I think maybe the commercials, didn't help, but Rosa hits the Fire Thunder Driver for the win. Rampage lineup for this Friday: Matt Sydal versus Lee Moriarty, Ethan Page versus Leon Ruff, Anna Jay versus Ruby Soho. Oh, Anna Jay. The Anna Jay segment in the beginning of the show for JAS. I can't believe I actually accidentally glossed over this because Anna, it's obvious. I'm not saying that she's not trying. It's just not good. All right? She's not good on the mic. She's not very good in the ring. I'm not sure what kind of experience she had before coming into AEW, but I'm telling you right now, like, I'm just not feeling it. Like, I knew something bad was going to happen when they gave her the mic, and when they gave her the mic, I was like, no. So, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Hopefully listen, they've turned a lot of people around for me. I hope Anna Jay is one of them. So let's just, we'll see. Dynamite lineup, the Undisputed Elite return. So Adam Cole is coming back. They're doing Thunderstorm, which is Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter. Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy. And then Quake by the Lake, which is 1 week later, is going to be Mox versus Jericho for the title. Jericho joins commentary. Daniel Garcia defeats Bryan Danielson in an upset. They play on the fact that Danielson was out with a head injury. They were teasing that he wasn't ready to come back. They also had Jake Hager interfere and grab Danielson's leg, which caused them to end up getting submitted. Of all people, like Danielson twice got submitted. I mean, he never tapped out. He obviously passed out, so you could never really say that that Danielson gave up. He just passed out from the pain. But that's wild. I mean, I know there's got to be some people upset with it, but, Daniel Garcia with a big win. Pretty crazy stuff. Tonight was a pretty freaking awesome episode of Dynamite. I feel like for an awesome episode, we went through that pretty quick tonight. It's only like a half hour. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh, yeah, the Bucks and Hangman. Yeah, they were Trios champs. Weren't they called the Hung Bucks? That's what they were, Royal. Yeah, I can't wait for this tournament. Just give me the brackets. I'm assuming that the brackets are going to get announced on Rampage, so I'm definitely going to be peeking at Rampage spoilers for the first time. So, but yeah, another great night, a Dynamite. Vince gone. AEW has to step it up, man. I'm telling you, because free agency is blown wide open. You know, Triple H proved that he could like get indie guys over. He wasn't a guy like Vince who booked the same gigantic dudes all the time or same kind of like whatevers. I don't know. Does that mean Gargano goes to WWE? Does that mean Wyatt goes to WWE? Does that mean, who knows? Maybe they re-sign Karrion Kross. Bring back Scarlett. Bring back the whole entrance and everything, dude. There's a lot of crazy shit that could go on. And but you know what? Good for us fans. You know what I mean? I want to see good wrestling. I want to see WWE do great. The only thing that I wanted, I guess, like if there was, I guess if you could call anything negative that I ever wished for WWE, was for Vince to be gone. And he's gone now. Now we got Triple H as head of creative. That's what I wanted. Steph as CEO. Hey, listen, you like business? Do business. Make the company some money. Trust in Triple H and know that he's a great storyteller. He's going to put forth some awesome product. Maybe Sasha and Naomi come back. Maybe they revive the NXT women's titles. Like, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of crazy things could happen. I think it's good that again, it was good for, I'm telling you, I guess hindsight is 2020. It's good that they locked up a lot of big stars for long 5-year contracts with AEW. Big time. So I don't think, in terms of like the roster that AEW has, I don't think Tony has to worry. In terms of getting new prospects and in terms of like contract negotiation time, that's going to be real interesting because you're playing with a company that has some deep pockets and now they're building goodwill. But hey, man, we as the fans win. WWE getting better, having that gigantic stage to see like actual great pro wrestling. That's an exciting thought. This will also spur AEW to be even better. Tony will end up having to be challenged to book a lot better, to be a more compelling booker. So I'm excited for that too, because you know what that means? Better matches for us AEW fans. Then you know what I feel like that would also mean better ROH matches, better New Japan matches, better PWG matches, better indie matches, better wrestling in general. We as the fans win, guys. This is a very super exciting time. As wrestling fans, we should all be ecstatic. You know what? Let's tear down these walls that we've built up between AEW fans and WWE fans. It's just now let's just enjoy the product. Let's just enjoy it together, Like there's nothing out there. There's, Vince I felt like Vince was deliberately antagonistic towards fans. You know what I mean? And I felt like it built up a very adversarial relationship between the fandom and WWE. But that antagonizer is gone now. I feel like it's just a better. I could look at the product with different eyes. I don't feel like someone's behind the ship who's trying to fuck with me. You know what I mean? At least not yet. As big a face as Wardlow is, shouldn't he be booked weekly on television? Yeah, definitely. But like I say this every week, this is a symptom of a larger problem. AEW has too many wrestlers, and too many belts, and not enough television time. So you get to the point where even though we had 3 title matches tonight, we still didn't see all of our champions. We didn't see the TBS champion. We didn't see the TNT champion. You know what I mean? Like, they were champions that we didn't get to see. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like Wardlow should definitely be... I think Wardlow should be featured semi-regularly on TV. Because also, I feel like he should be an attraction and you don't want to overexpose him. So, like, I would say, like, maybe every other week at the earliest. Maybe every 2 weeks at the latest. Like, somewhere he has a match. So, like, it gives him time to kind of, like, learn from between matches, train, practice. Because, like, remember, like, he's largely been protected his entire run. You know what I mean? So, like, he's been doing a lot of quick squash matches, and eventually he's going to have to show that he's human. He's going to have to show matches where he's going to have to sell for people. So I really think that, like, I don't want to see him on TV every week because I don't think there's enough, like, guys that are impressive enough to beat on the roster. I know that sounds a little weird, but, like, not a lot of guys are being groomed to be fed to Wardlow right now. So I'm not sure. Weekly on TV, probably not. Maybe every other week, maybe every 2 weeks, just so his gimmick stays fresh. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I feel like he could be exposed, and you kind of want to protect him. See what else is going on in the chat. Yeah, Steph has got deals with who would I want Wardlow to feud with for the title? Are we talking about like a major feud where there's going to be a title change and Wardlow's going to drop the belt, or just like his next feud? I would say for a next feud, oh, maybe putting Hobbs over Ricky would be huge. I mean, Hobbs going over Ricky, I think Ricky is a bit like Ricky's fine. You know, Ricky could take losses and he's still over. Hobbs, you don't want to get him used to being the guy who takes losses. So, yeah, Ben, I would say put Hobbs over Ricky. Hobbs versus Wardlow. I'm 100% on board with that. I'm 100% on board with that. Definitely. That would be great. Because I think that it's realistic for Wardlow to sell. It would be cool for him to drop to Hobbs. Yeah. And then you think maybe they do Hobbs versus Ricky again, and Ricky will take the belt from Hobbs? That would be cool. That would be a nice storyline circle closing from beginning to end. I can see that. But I like that idea, Ben. I like that idea big time. Hobbs could use the win more than Starks could. Starks lost and he was more over tonight than anything. Yeah, 100%. Ricky's big enough where he could take a loss. 100% correct. I'm with you on that one. Now, the question is, how many trios teams can AEW come up with to put in this tournament? I mean, Blackpool Combat Club has enough people where they could put a trio in. Kingston and Santana. Oh, man, because they lost Santana. That would have been a cool tag team. Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston in a trios. Hold on, I need to get a glass of water. I am very parched. Oh, my God. Oh, my neck is killing me, guys. But, yeah, okay. Yeah, it is the Parched Podcast, definitely. Yeah, I think that'd be a great trajectory. Wardlow should definitely be beating people like every other week. No, Doom, I didn't cover the Gresham issue. So, according to Fightful, I believe, Gresham asked for his release and he cursed out Tony Khan. And from what I hear, it has something to do with about communication for this last match. If I didn't make mention of this, which I don't believe I did, Gresham is no longer the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. He lost that to Claudio Castagnoli at that pay-per-view. So Claudio now first time world title holder. You basically got three people in the Blackpool Combat Club holding gold. You got Mox. You got Yuta, who beat Garcia, and you got Claudio. So Blackpool Combat Club draped with gold, definitely. Yeah, Death Triangle is 100% could be in the trios tournament. Yes, House of Black definitely. JAS could definitely bring a trio. I don't know who it would be. I mean, I guess it could be Sammy, Garcia and Hager, or 2.0 and Garcia. He complained his match went 11 minutes. I mean, listen, like, the bigger match of the night was the 2 out of 3 falls match, you know? So, I just, like, I don't get it. Like, he was a champ, you know what I mean? Like, I really felt like there was a future for him in AEW and in Ring of Honor. So I just don't understand. I mean, you know, granted, I feel like people now are encouraged to fight harder and be louder when it comes to things, and basically call promoters out on the bluff. If they could be loud enough, I feel like they think that they could strong arm them or whatever with maybe social media support or whatnot. But, you know, I'm not really a fan of that strategy. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it makes you look like, I don't know. I don't like the look. So, you know, the only people who know really what happened are Tony and Jonathan Gresham. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, guys, I'm going to cut the stream for tonight. My neck is really killing me. I must have done something pretty crazy today at the beach. So I am going to take a leave and a hot pack and lay down and have a good cry. But I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Royal, Ben, Doom, thank you for your participation in the chat. I appreciate you guys. And I know you guys are my most loyal listeners and viewers, so I want to thank you from the bottom of my little hobbit heart. That's it for today, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah.